Thank you for joining me today. So good to have you here. I am Stephanie Lindloff, and I am an eco-intuitive life coach and teacher. And today I want to share with you an ancient Thanksgiving address, a greetings to the natural world. And given that this is the week of Thanksgiving, I just felt guided to share this with you today. This is something that is very dear to me because about 30 years ago, I can't believe it's been that long, 30 years ago, I was an undergraduate at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and we were approaching spring break time, and I had no plans and I had no money to go anywhere to a warm tropical place. So I instead signed up for a wonderful program that the university still offers called Alternative Breaks. And it is a really amazing opportunity to do a service project, to be of service to people, ecosystems that are in need of assistance. And so I spent a week with a group of other students living and working on the St. Regis Mohawk Reservation in upstate New York. It actually straddles upstate New York and Canada. And our project was to help build what turned into the Akwesasne Freedom School, which is a school that the elders, the members of the tribe, were committed to building and offering their children because they wanted to retain their language, the Mohawk language. They saw that it was dying, as so many indigenous languages have, and there were very few speakers that remained at that time. This was in about 1994. And so we helped build a school that allowed them to continue the language, the tradition of their language within the Akwesasne and St. Regis Mohawk community. And it was a really profound experience for me. It was my first time really having, any kind of an in-depth interaction with Native peoples, and to especially be part of helping them construct a school that would go on to keep their amazing language alive. So it was an experience that really made an impact on me. Here I am 30 years later still talking about it. And it was an experience that really exposed me to how supportive and loving a community can be, and how much gratitude there can be in a community, not only for each other, but for the natural world. So I am really feeling guided today to share with you the Thanksgiving address. And the Thanksgiving address are words of thanksgiving that come to us from the native peoples known as the Haudenosaunee, which we have come to call the Iroquois, or Six Nations, the Mohawk, Oneida, Cayuga, Tuscarora, and Onondaga native peoples. And this Thanksgiving address has ancient roots, thousands of years old. It has been an address that is spoken at ceremonial and governmental gatherings that have been held by the Six Nations. And I and all of my friends that joined me on that trip where we were helping to build the Akwesasne Freedom School, we received a booklet, a wonderful little book that contains the Thanksgiving address. And every year about this time, around Thanksgiving, I find myself coming to this book. And so I really wanted to share it with you today, because while I do not have indigenous ancestry, I know that this booklet it was prepared with the express interest of sharing these words so that all who are drawn to share these beautiful words of thanksgiving and greetings to the natural world so that we may continue to keep this tradition alive. And it was the original vision of their chief, Jake Swamp, who we had the opportunity to meet and spend time with, a truly amazing leader who has been recognized by the United Nations and so many other, for all of his work that he has brought to the world. He has since passed. And I am really honored to have the chance to share these words with you. We are encouraged to share these words, even if we're not of Indigenous descent. I just want to be sure that this isn't a, cultural appropriation situation, that these words are meant to be shared in the idea that they will help us rediscover our balance and our respect and our oneness for the natural world. So that is the intent that I am bringing to this, and I hope that you are feeling excited and open-hearted and open-minded to receive these beautiful words of thanksgiving. All right, so I'm going to begin. Today we have gathered, and we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now we bring our minds together as one, as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now our minds are one. We are all thankful to our mother, the earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. To our mother, we send greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. We give thanks to all the waters of the world for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. Water is life. We know its power in many forms: waterfalls and rain, mists and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the spirit of water. Now our minds are one. We turn our minds to all of the fish life in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. We are grateful that we can still find pure water. So we turn now to the fish and send our greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. Now we turn toward the vast fields of plant life. As far as the eye can see, the plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered together, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come. Now our minds are one. With one mind, we turn to honor and thank all of the food plants we harvest from the garden. Since the beginning of time, the grains, vegetables, beans, and berries have helped the people survive. Many other living beings draw strength from them too. We gather all the plant foods together as one and send them a greeting and thanks. Now our minds are one. Now we turn to all the medicine herbs of the world. From the beginning, they were instructed to take away sickness. They are always waiting and ready to heal us. We are happy there are still among us those special few who remember how to use these plants for healing. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the medicines and to the keepers of the medicines. Now our minds are one. We gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all of the animal life in our world. They have many things to teach us as people. We see them near our homes and in the deep forests. We are glad they are still here, and we hope that it will always be so. Now our minds are one. We now turn our thoughts to the trees. The earth has many families of trees who have their own instructions and uses. Some provide us with shelter and shade, others with fruit, beauty, and other useful things. Many peoples of the world use a tree as a symbol of peace and strength. With one mind, we greet and thank the tree life. Now our minds are one. We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who move and fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them beautiful songs. Each day they remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen to be their leader. To all the birds, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. We are all thankful to the powers we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air that we breathe. They help us to bring the change of seasons. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds. Now our minds are one. Now we turn to the west, where our grandfathers, the thunder beings, live. With lightning and thundering voices, they bring with them the water that renews life. We bring our minds together as one to send greetings and thanks to our grandfathers, the thunderers. Now our minds are one. We now send greetings and thanks to our eldest brother, the sun. Each day without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of a new day. He is the source of all the fires of life. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun. Now our minds are one. We put our minds together and give thanks to our oldest grandmother, the moon, who lights the nighttime sky. She is the leader of women all over the world, and she governs the movement of the ocean tides. By her changing face, we measure time, and it is the moon who watches over the arrival of children here on earth. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our grandmother, the moon. Now our minds are one. We give thanks to the stars who are spread across the sky like jewelry. We see them in the night, helping the moon to light the darkness and bringing dew to the gardens and growing things. When we travel at night, they guide us home. With our minds gathered together as one, we send greetings and thanks to all the stars. Now our minds are one. We gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Now our minds are one. Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator, or Great Spirit, and send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here on Mother Earth. For all the love that is still around us, we gather our minds together as one and send our choicest words of greetings and thanks to the Creator. Now our minds are one. And finally, we have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things we have named, it was not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send such greetings and thanks in their own way. And now our minds are one. Thank you for being here to experience the Thanksgiving address. Really such an honor to share these words with you that, as I said at the beginning, these are the words of the Native people known as the Iroquois, or the Six Nations of upstate New York and Canada. And it was really my honor to share these words that I first experienced when I was working on the Akwesasne lands to create the Akwesasne Freedom School 30 years ago. Have such beautiful memories of Chief Jake Swamp reading this Thanksgiving address to us at a ceremony that they held to extend their gratitude and their community to those of us who were there for our alternative spring break working on their school. And I remember being profoundly impacted. I just, from the very beginning, the tears were just flowing, flowing, flowing. And I remember at that time, gosh, I was probably like 20 or 21 years old. And I was so moved and slightly embarrassed by how moved I was. I couldn't stop crying. It was just like the tears were just flowing. And I think it's because these are words that so many of us need to hear, right? So many of us need to be reminded that we can live in balance, that we can live in a state of oneness with nature. And here I'm getting teared up again. So really wanted to share these words with you this Thanksgiving week. And if you are feeling moved to share these words as well, I'll provide a link down below in the description when it is published to my YouTube page, so that you may be able to access these words yourself and speak them when you feel so moved. Again, these are words that are traditionally used to begin and end ceremonial and governmental gatherings as a way of becoming grounded and centered and to come together in the spirit of oneness. That is why each of the verses ends with, now our minds are one, so that they are of one mind and are able to make decisions with 7 generations forward in mind, about 150 years into the future. Imagine if institutions made decisions in that way, and if more of us considered the decisions in our lives looking towards generations into the future. So with that, I think I'm going to bring it to a close. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this speaks to you, if it speaks to your heart, your soul, I encourage you to check out my free resource, Talking with Nature, Reclaim Your Peace with 4 Simple Steps. I will provide a link down below in the description so that you may access this free guide as a way of deepening your sacred relationship with Mother Earth, allowing you to step into your power of presence so that you can experience deep peace, and also the clarity of hearing the wisdom of your beautiful soul, your intuition, the language of your soul. If you are interested in that, I lovingly encourage you to click the link in the description to access your free guide. And I look forward to connecting with you again next week for another episode of Reclaim Your Peace with Mother Earth. And if you did enjoy this, I also encourage you to hit the subscribe or like button. I surely would appreciate it. And it allows more people to see this kind of content if that is something that is speaking to them as well. So have a beautiful Thanksgiving week. I am grateful for your presence, and I'm grateful for your interest in everything that I share here on my YouTube page. Once again, thank you. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.